What if our drinkable water supply gets contaminated or just simply runs out? What if you couldn't just easily order your favorite chili crab or bubble tea? It sounds like the plot of a very Singaporean horror movie, right? But what if too much seawater made this a reality? Most of Singapore's food supply comes from overseas. If transportation is disrupted by rising sea levels, it will affect our supplies, and that's a big problem. So what if we do nothing about it? Rising sea levels could also contaminate our water supplies, especially with reservoirs near the coast. If transportation is affected, health services will be disrupted, making it difficult to seek help and treatment. Then how?
Hygiene-wise, it's going to be really, really bad because you have dirty water everywhere.
还有鱼蚊啊，海底的细菌啊，那个鱼儿死掉那些细菌啊，咬那些都会放在海底里面。
Food supply, homes, everything will be affected. What? We have to spend a lot more on healthcare. I don't know whether malaria will be an issue because of the stagnant water.
没有影响到我了，我都老了了。
Yeah, it sounds like a very extremely scary thought because I'm like quite young. I might see it happening to me.
不会啦，我们的政府不会看我们死的，对吗？
Climate change has increased health concerns and food risk worldwide. Already today, we have seen how quickly new diseases and variants can spread, how our food supply like chickens can be disrupted. Imagine how much worse it will get if we did nothing about rising sea levels. Can I still get my chili crab and bubble tea? Look at your sad face.
Most of our food supplies are imported. We need to be sure our terminals can continue operating, your ports can continue to function, receive the food supplies, and we must also make sure that once you reach the port, the food supplies can go to your favorite hawker center. So we need to have plans to ensure that not only the critical assets are protected, whole of Singapore must be protected as well.
Our water supply, will it be affected?
That's of course PUB's perennial concern. With sea level rise, there is the issue of potential seawater intrusion or infiltration that could contaminate our reservoirs. It's not doomsday. Our Keppel Marina East desalination plant is capable of treating both freshwater and seawater. We need to see how different measures can come into play and be implemented in different sections of the coast. The local conditions are all different, and hence we need to understand the specifics in that location to better design the measures that will suit the area. This ensures that we will have drinkable water running through our taps.
Very good. Cheers.
Cheers!
Cheers. Now let's talk about health. How will we be affected?
When areas get inundated, there could be serious health issues. It could infiltrate our water network systems, our sewerage network systems, and it will cause all your pests to resurface.
If people get vector-borne diseases, what do? They will need clean water to treat themselves, and you need a thriving and clean system of delivering food and water so that hospitals can function properly. There are also direct impacts to our physical and mental health. Climate change impacts, including increase in temperature and sea level rise, can result in hypertension, anxiety, as well as depression, and even post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. And so climate change is not something that happens tomorrow and then it stops. So it's a long-term process.
PUB and the government agencies are working together to know what could be affecting us in the next 3-4 decades or 5-6 decades. On top of that, PUB is developing the coastal inland flood model to help us assess which areas could be affected and help us identify the at-risk areas and send out alerts if need be. Beyond this, we need to make sure that all the plans are put together cohesively so that we can achieve synergy.
Everyone has a role, and you can actually take steps to reduce climate change. Most of the energy that we use today comes from fossil fuels. So if we burn less fossil fuels, less of the carbon dioxide will get into the atmosphere. If we just generally reduce consumption of anything we consume, generally that will reduce the energy use. About 20% of our food gets wasted. And so imagine if we consume what we need and we try to minimize food wastage and so on, it actually translates to real reductions in carbon dioxide in the atmosphere and mitigating climate change.
We have all our duty in this climate change disaster that's going to strike us. We should use less water because water needs a lot of energy to be treated. We should cut down food wastage, use less plastic, walk more, drive less. Let's create a greener environment with all these efforts.
In Singapore, we are fortunate that there is long-term planning in place. This includes plans to reach out and educate the public. We all have to work together and prep our mindsets to adapt to change. It's the only way we will sleep a little better, knowing we made the future more secure for our next generation. So let's get involved. If you want to find out more, do check out this site.